coming out to be with us this afternoon. My name is Gail Smith, and I'm the Title I Director, the Director of Federal Programs for Macon County. I will be the Federal Programs Director for one more day, and then Dr. Sabrina Pitts will take over from me. And I've been working together this week, and Macon County is going to be a great hand with her as the director. So this afternoon, I want to tell you about federal programs. Our biggest program that we get is called Title I Part A. So part of my duties and responsibility is to explain what Title I Part A is. The purpose of Title I Part A, a federally funded program under the Aerospace Act, is to ensure that all students have a fair and equal opportunity to receive quality education. A large component of Title I Part A is parent and family engagement. Title I ensures that local school systems provide parents with information, notifications, and opportunities to have input into their child's education. Under Title I Part A, this year we received $1,134,273. For Title II Part A, we received $120,316. And for Title IV Part A, we received $80,087. Now this year, for the first time, we're combining Title II and Title IV into Title I, which will give us a total of $1,334,676. We have another federal program which falls under Title I, called School Improvement 1003. We received this money because the middle school and the elementary school are promise schools. These are the identification lists that the state has for Title I schools. We received $150,000 for school improvement, and that is to be divided equally between the elementary and the middle school. Partial salary and benefits for our instructional coaches will come out of these funds, and then we put some money aside for outside consultants for ELA and social studies, and we put a little bit of money for supplies for the instructional coaches. One of our other federal programs is Title V, that's the rural and low income schools. We received $31,988. With those funds, we purchased 94 Chromebooks for our kindergarten students. How do we use these funds? The largest part of the Title I money goes to salary and benefits. When we're talking about benefits, we're talking about FICA, which is Social Security, and it's 7.65% of your gross salary. Teacher retirement system is 19.98% of gross salary. State health is $11,340 per year. Life insurance is $19.20 per year, and the Air Med insurance is $60 per year. Title I pays for 9 paraprofessionals, 3 instructional coaches, intervention specialists at the high school, our district parent and family engagement coordinator, and the director of federal program salary and benefits comes out of Title I. We also purchased instructional software, and I have listed the instructional software that we purchased with Title I funds. Nearpod vocabulary is for all content areas K-12. Has interactive lesson plans and videos for students. We purchased Desmos New this year. It is a math program that is for support for grades 6 through 12. Right Score is a program we've been using for several years, and we do assessments on our children to identify any weaknesses, access and strengths. This is for grades K through 12. Ingenuity used to be called Oxyware for all content areas K through 12. Progressive Learning, which used to be called USA Test Prep, that is for all content areas grades K through 12. We're now receiving Galapage, which is a social studies program, and it is for grades K through 12. Our extra funds pay for a Read 180 lab at middle school and high school, but at the elementary, under Read 180, we have a program called System 44. And the reason we chose this program is because it has a strong phonics component. This is for our students in grades 3 through 5 that we identify through the STAR test as having deficiency in phonics. Renaissance, that is our STAR reading and our STAR math, and we use that for universal screeners, and we assess them monthly because we want to know where the weaknesses are and if they have improved month to month, so that we can adjust instruction to help the students. We also purchase LineWise. We use it to monitor and filter the websites. We want to make sure our children are safe when they're on the internet and that they don't go to sites that they should not be visiting and are not appropriate. iExcel is one of our programs that has a large parent component. It's for all content areas. It's grades K through 12, and this is an excellent program to help parents help their children at home. We have Instruction for Science, and this is for all three schools, elementary and high school. And for a total of the total amount we spend on software is $217,987. We also purchased supplemental workbooks. These are simple paperback workbooks. They're for all content areas, grades 6 through 12. We spend a total of $62,979 on those workbooks. Other expenditures covered by Title I, we can pay for summer school, the after school program. We already mentioned salary and benefits. If we are paying for summer school or after school, we also pay for bus drivers and their monitors, their salaries, their benefits. We pay for professional consultants and any parent involvement activities that Ms. Johnson plans through her project. We can also pay for professional learning for the teachers. We can pay their travel, their dues, and their fees. We can buy supplemental supplies for the school. This year we were able to buy a color poster maker for the elementary and the high school. The middle school poster maker was still working, so Dr. McElroy chose not to order one, of course, because we try to be good stewards with our funds. If I require the schools to send home letters to the parents, I can also pay for that postage. In fact, we have to send out letters. If our teachers come to professional learning during off-contract hours, we can pay for the stipend for them to compensate them for their time. Now, these are the components of Title I. Parent involvement, as I said, is a large piece of Title I. And under the parent involvement, we have the school student parent contact, which really I would like to call a contract that the student sign, the teacher signs, and the parent signs. We have school improvement plans. The schools have to set goals based on the needs of their school and write a school improvement plan. The district is required to hold a needs assessment and then plan their district plan according to those needs. Testing also falls under Title I. Title I is charged with ensuring that the testing is secure. And CCRPI, which is how the state grades it, is also up under Title I because the whole purpose of Title I is to ensure that all children get quality education. Under school improvement, which is also under Title I, this is how the schools are identified if they score within a certain range. The new identification statuses will come out in November. Tier 4, if you reach Tier 4, you are a turnaround school, or you could be a turnaround school. Tier 3 is called comprehensive school improvement. Tier 2 is targeted school improvement. And Tier 1 is universal support. As I said, the CCRPI scores and the new identification list will be announced in November. This is how you identify the schools. Comprehensive school improvement. Now, the elementary and middle schools used to be comprehensive support and improvement schools, CSI schools, but they have since come off the list. Our high school is currently not on any list. That's why the high school does not receive funds under school improvement. But to be a CSI school, that is the lowest 5% of the Title I schools when ranked on their 3-year CCRPI average, or the low graduation rate. All high schools have a 4-year adjusted cohort graduation rate less than or equal to 67%, or alternative schools is the lowest 5% of Title I schools. Targeted support improvement is CSI, and the way you qualify for that is to have a consistently underperforming subgroup in all schools, or one subgroup that is performing in the lowest 5% of all schools in at least 50% of the CCRPI components. And so if you are a promise school, then you have scored between 5.01% and 10% of the lowest performing Title I schools when ranked based on their 3-year CCRPI average. And as I just mentioned, our school's identification, we are required to share this. The elementary school is now considered a promise school, middle school is a promise school, and high school is currently not on the list. The last time we received CCRPI scores was in 2019, that's due to the COVID pandemic, but in 2019, as you can see, we made great gains in all schools, and as a district, we went from 54.3 to 66.2. That's an increase of 11.9%. So we're very, very proud of that, and we're not satisfied with it, but we want to just keep improving and keep moving forward. As I mentioned, we're required to write a district improvement plan. We met this summer in a district leadership retreat. We examined our data in our needs assessment, and we put the following 3 goals: to increase academic achievement in the core content area, to increase student attendance. Student attendance concerns us a great deal. They're worried about the children who don't come to school, or who come to school late, or who are picked up early. We need for our children to come to school every day, to come on time, and to stay all day. And our third goal was to increase family and parent engagement. We're always looking for ways to involve our parents and to get them to come out to our meetings. Each one of our schools had to write a school improvement plan. The Macon County Elementary School goals are to increase student achievement in all content areas, to increase student attendance, and to increase parent-family engagement. The middle school goals are to increase student achievement in all content areas and to increase the literacy rate for all of our students. Macon County High School goals are to increase student achievement in all content areas and to increase our graduation rate. The graduation rate just came out and we didn't increase from last year. We're proud of our high schools and their increased graduation rate. The curriculums and programs that we use in Macon County for English language arts, kindergarten through the 5th grade, we use benchmark literacy. 6th through 12th grade, we use read. For math grades K to 12, we use the math. In science and social studies, we use the Georgia Standard Set. Extra supports that we can give parents to help them with their children and their academic success. We have our after-school program going on now. We have parent portal / SODS. You can access your students' grades, their standards, their attendance, their past test scores. If anyone needs any information on how to access parent portal and the SODS system, Carol Waters is our data entry clerk with district, and she can assist you, or Mr. Nita Johnson, our parent and family engagement coordinator, can help you as well. Another big support for students is parents use the Excel computer software, all of our software programs, and we also have levels, literacy, and pension. Call that the LLI. The state tests that are mandated that your child will receive for kindergarten, those children take the BKID test. 3rd through 8th is the Georgia milestone for ELA and math. 5th and 8th is the Georgia milestone for science. And 8th grade takes the Georgia milestone for social studies. At the high school students take the end of course test for American literature, Algebra 1, U.S. history, and biology. Our English language learners take the access test, and our students with disabilities take the DAA 2.0. Georgia milestone results, once the test scores are back, we get to share those with the parents. If your child scores beginning learner, that means they did not yet demonstrate proficiency. If they score developing learner, that means they are demonstrating partial proficiency. A proficient learner is a student that is demonstrating proficiency, that means they're exactly on grade level. Or a distinguished learner means the students are demonstrating advanced proficiency. And that is where we want all of our children. We don't want our children just performing on grade level. We want them performing above grade level. How do we ensure testing security? Everyone involved in testing is trained in testing security. This includes the superintendent, the district testing coordinator, principal, school testing coordinator, teachers, monitors, anybody that has anything at all to do with testing is trained. All testing materials are kept in a secure location. Access is limited to wanted just to mention about our new formative assessment, the Beacon. We gave it last year, so it's not brand new. It will be given 3 times. We give it at the beginning of the year, mid-year, and the end of the year. Now, the Beacon is a wonderful tool that the state has provided for us. It has a direct correlation to the Georgia milestone. So what a student scores on these formative assessments is an indication of how they score on milestones. So when we give it at the beginning of the year, then we look at that to see where the deficits are or where they need extra help, and then we can adjust instruction based on that. I put a couple of websites on here that are places you can go to receive help for testing. On the Georgia DOE website, they have a lot of materials to help parents prepare their children for testing. And then DRC is the platform where we put our testing. They have some practice tests that children can use to help them be familiar with the test and the tools that are available to them on the test. The district and each one of our schools is required to write a parent involvement policy. I think that should be called parent involvement plan. Policy kind of throws you off a little bit. 1% of the Title I funds are set aside to be used for parent engagement. And these funds are mostly used for the salary for our parent engagement coordinator, partial salary, and partial benefits. Any professional learning that she might need, and any supplies that she needs for any parent engagement activity. Ms. Renita Johnson is our full-time district parent and family engagement coordinator. Y'all can see her around. She does an outstanding job with parent involvement. We're very proud of Johnson. We work together here. The school parent contact. What is the school parent contact? It's an agreement between the school, the student, and the parent. It's signed by all parties. It states what each party will do to ensure student success. When teachers have their conferences, they're going to be getting contract so they can discuss it with the parents and with the students. Parents have the right to request information about the professional qualifications of your student's teacher and or any paraprofessionals working. Opportunities for parents to be involved. We have these district-wide meetings, our town hall meetings. We have PTO, parents and volunteer. We have district and school input meetings in the spring. We have parenting activities planned by Ms. Johnson all year long. Parent teacher conferences, the IXL software program, parent portal, and school council. And I have included some contact information for myself. I really should modify this. Dr. Fitz, put your name on here now. Are there any questions? Thank y'all so much for coming out. Oh, sorry. Yes, ma'am. In part, you accept
86.5. Right.
and
That's larger than our neighbor. And where's that mean? You got increased 8 points.
There's a chart displaying that data on the website.
This is how the State Department released that not too long ago. It's also on the Georgia Department. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into our third of our 4 town hall meetings. We have had our, last 2 town hall meetings we had, one was in over before fall break. The last one we had was Monday night in Montezuma. Of course, tonight we're in Marshallville, and tomorrow night we'll be in Ideal. So we will cover all 4 townships. And what you're hearing tonight will be heard in all 4 townships. I welcome you tonight. Thank you for coming, and the ones who are here. One of the things that I want to reiterate, tonight's session will be it's taped, recorded, I should say, and it will be on the student system website. Anyone who did not get the information, was not here tonight, or they missed something tonight that they want to go back and listen to, or if you have contact information, all of that will be on tomorrow.
It'll be after Thursday night.
After Thursday night. After Thursday, you can go back and replace. Without further ado, we're going to have our various department heads come up and update. The person that's coming will be coming is Miss and Mr. Quando. She's coming. Okay, and Ms. Jackson, they're going to come now and talk about curriculum instruction. There. At the end, last time we did a breakout session. There's not really a place to break out. So at the end, if anybody has any comments or questions, we'll take those at the end. And right after the schools get their reports. That and Ms. Jackson now the group.
Good evening. I'm Ms. Woodward Williams, Curriculum Director for ELA and Social Studies.
Good evening. I'm Ms. Jackson, Curriculum Director for Math and Science. This evening, I'm going to give you a couple of updates from the Office of Curriculum Instruction. One thing that we want to make aware to everyone throughout our community, our promotion retention policy has been updated. There are some key components that will be used to determine promotion retention for different grade bands. If your child is in K-2, we're looking at VAS testing, we're looking at STAR assessment, and we're also looking at the EIP checklist that is included on kids in grades 6 to 8, we're looking at Georgia milestone scores. If the child is 9 to 12, we're looking at credits that actually earn from passing courses. Each month, we are giving a STAR assessment, and what the STAR assessment does is give us an indication of how students will actually do on the Georgia milestone when they take it in the spring. So each month, as a matter of fact, this week we are doing the STAR testing, and we're doing this once a month. So at the end of the testing period, each child will get a STAR assessment report. It looks basically like this, that parents can go scan a QR code and it will give you some ideas, suggestions, key points that could help you with your child. So I ask all parents to please look for that each month. It comes home, it is color coded, and it is color coded based on the state achievement levels. Which if your child is in red, that means they're beginning. If they're in yellow, they're developing. If they are blue, it's proficient, and green means distinguished. And those colors, red means beginning level, beginning level, which means more than likely they are behind. They are behind where they should be. If they are in the yellow, they are developing. They may not be quite on grade level, but they are developing. And that's okay. We have a lot of students that are in that range. If you're developing for the grade level, that's great. We know that you are making gains. And of course, if you're blue, then you're right where you need to be. You have mastered what you need to for that grade level. And if you're green, you're blue. We're also sending home the glimpse of learning each month for all content areas, K-12, and basically let parents know what your child is learning in each one of their content area classes. So that's ELA, math, science, and social studies. As far as working with our teachers and working with our entire faculty staff, we are putting out a monthly calendar and newsletter that has instructional tips, strategies for our teachers. Also professional development opportunities that we normally call them on and say, hey, we need to go for this professional development to grow as an
educator, and any other thing that may be going on within our schools. I also want to mention that we are working with our teachers right now to try to get them certified, and as you may or may not know, the state of Georgia right now is basically anyone who wants to come to the profession of education. So these people are not certified as educators, but we are working to get them certified. So within the next 18 to 24 months, hopefully we will have all of our staff certified. And at this time, that is all that I have from the Office of Curriculum Instruction and Fleet. I apologize for being late. Today, I was at a conference up in Eatonton at Rock Eagle, and there are some great things that are coming out of the pipeline in the world of math, but actually it's something that's going to affect every company. So I look to give you more updates later. At this time, I turn it over to the school. Again, good evening. In addition to being the curriculum director, I'm also the ESSER director. And tonight I just want to give you a quick overview of what's going on with ESSER. To start us off, ESSER, I look at ESSER as 3 phases. The first is ESSER 1, which is the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, or the CARES Act. And ESSER 2 is the Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental, or the CRSA Act. And both were primarily put in play to support rapid response to safely returning our kids back to school. So here's an overview of ESSER 1 and 2. For phase 1, or the CARES Act, we were given $814,568. And here's the breakdown of how that money was spent. For maintaining continuity of services, $628,000. Educational technology, including upgrades and connectivity for our internet system, or internet services, $23,000. Facilities and equipment, $163,000. And supplemental learning, $280. For the CRSA Act, we see we're given $3.3 million, and there we see $793,000 roughly was given for maintaining continuity of services, educational technology, including upgrades, connectivity, and distance learning, $70,000. $2.2 million towards facilities and equipment, including hazard pay, PPE supplies, and $150,000 for safely return to school, checking our air quality, inspection, maintenance, repair, replacement, and upgrade of schools, and $70,000 for supplemental learning. Okay, so that takes us to where we are currently, which is the ARC ESSER, or our ESSER 3 funds. I didn't mention this earlier, but ESSER stands for the Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Funds. So let's take a look at that. You can go on to the next slide. All right, so our ARC, here's an overview of ARC. Our ARC funds have been provided to districts to provide a safe return to in-person instruction, to address learning loss, to target students who are underserved and disproportionately impacted by COVID-19, and to maintain continuity of services for students and staff, including their social and emotional needs, their mental health, student health, and food services. And when I say food services, I do not mean food, but the supplies they would need, like your trays, your other utensils, your napkins, and things of that nature. And I didn't say this before, but the total cost for all, or the total amount for all 3 phases are around $11 million. For this final phase, we have a total of $7.4 million. And here's a breakdown of how that is allotted, or how those funds were allotted. To maintain continuity of services, $107,000. For educational technology, including upgrades, connectivity, and distance learning, $2.2 million. 3.5 for facilities and equipment, including PPE supplies, cleaning supplies, upgrades of the school, new roofs at both the elementary and the middle school. $62,000 for a CARES director or ESSER director, $1.4 million towards learning loss, and we had to spend that total for learning loss because the requirement, we're mandated to spend at least 20% of the ARC ESSER 3 funds towards learning loss. In addition to those funds this year, we've also purchased instructional cameras and audio enhancements in every classroom. All of our instruction can be viewed for our students who are absent or students who are at home sick, they are able to go back and see what's going on in the classroom. We also have instruments for band, and we also purchased instruments for band, and we also funded tuition for students who wanted to attend the Harvard University Summer Institute. Okay. Last but definitely not least, one of the requirements of ESSER is to have a school safety plan, and this plan must be updated every 6 months. I work very closely with Mr. James Brown to to make sure that we have a safety plan in place for our students and our teachers, as well as our staff. Our goal is to maximize student success. So with these funds, we have the opportunity to invest in initiatives that will support our mission to create supportive environments for our students that will empower them, that will inspire them, and that will nurture them to become productive college and career ready citizens. And so from this, we need your input. So tonight, for those parents or those community stakeholders that are here, you were given a survey, and we ask that you please complete the survey. On the survey for the community stakeholders, it's 3 questions. And the first question, there are 4 different prompts that it asks you to respond to. 1 being least important, 5 to the most important. Please, please, please rate all of those. For the parent survey, there are 10 questions. We ask again that you please complete those and return to me before leaving tonight. Are there any questions? Thank you so very much.
This time, Mr. Jeffries. Finance.
Good evening, I am Vera Jeffries, representing the Office of Finance. The fiscal year 21 audit report was posted online on September 14th. Please take the time to review the results. You can easily find the report by first going to the district's website and hovering over the last menu option, RFP/budget info, then click on annual financial audit. From there, you should see the most recent report listed at the top. Full report. The full report breaks down the auditor's findings and question costs on FY21, along with the final financial reports for the year. The page shown on the screen is the last page, which is a summary broken up in 3 sections. Section 1 is the summary of the auditor's results. The financial statements were unmodified, and there were no weaknesses or deficiencies identified with internal controls. Internal controls are basically systems of checks and balances, so that one person does not have too much control over one area. Section 1 also covers federal award. The auditors found no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies with internal controls. The auditor's report on compliance was unmodified. In sections 2, financial statement findings, and 3, federal award findings and question costs, there were no matters reported by the auditors. Fiscal year 22 ended on June 30th, 2022, with the figures being due to the state by September 30th. Those figures were reviewed at last night's regular board meeting. Financial statements are due in December to the state. The rollback millage rate of 16.995 was adopted at a call meeting on October 6th. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
At this time, Ms. Dr. Carter was supposed to be at the transportation report, but she got sick. There will be an update on that. We'll have some slides on there. This time, Mr. Brown, I'm going to talk about student services.
Good evening, everyone. Again, James Brown, I come to you as director for our student services. And so, I think that, board members, we've already been through the other meetings, so I think we just kind of get the information out to the parents. But one of the new items that you do have in front of you, you have the list of information that the health and safety report. And now basically under the umbrella of student services, I primarily focus on attendance and basically student health and welfare. So those are in a nutshell the two major areas I focus on. So I work very closely, as been said, with Dr. Power, who's over transportation, but one of her major duties and responsibilities was facilities. So she and I work very close together, as already been mentioned. I work very closely with Ms. Woodfall Williams, who manages our ESSER funds. And those funds have been very instrumental in us being able to upgrade medical systems in our district, particularly our HVAC system, our ventilation, and again, as they said, our roofing, because you have to understand that all of those things work together as a unit for when it comes to the air quality within our school system. So we are very, very grateful for the fact that we've had these ESSER funds and have been able to improve the overall quality, particularly the air quality for Macon County School System. So what you have in front of you is actually a report that none of the other meetings parents have had the opportunity to see, which is just basically a report that I give each month to the Board of Education. So I'm not going to read over that for you. That's just for you to see. And this gives you an idea again of all the particular areas that my department kind of covers. And so I just want to give you that and just kind of see that that's a report that again our board members can see each month. But we'll go ahead and turn that page and get straight to it. The next page you'll see in that report is the actual copy, and that's what I'm going to focus on. The two things I'm going to focus on is again our COVID policy. I mentioned that we're required by law to receive those ESSER funds to let you parents know what are we doing to keep your child safe while they're in school. And so that's part of our COVID protocol. And so that also means we have to track that information, see what kids have positive cases and things of that nature who in fact, I decided to go ahead and track, as you see over to the right, those things that are non-COVID, such as flu and that nature. So we'll stick with the COVID portion of the program. This is a brand new report, and I just want to highlight the student section over there, all the way to the left, where it says totals, and you see that which we knew that our numbers would be rather high. And so we had 46, but I would tell you that 46 is still extremely low compared to when we were in the heat of the pandemic. So even that number is quite lower than it was back in that time frame. But we go from 46 to, as you see right now, in the middle of October, we have only had 5 positive cases of COVID. So again, I go back to how we have used the funding to help upgrade the facilities from our touchless faucets to our HVAC system. So all those things I believe have played a part in keeping our children safer and giving you the confidence, parents, the confidence to be able to send your child back to school on a regular basis. And so attendance is very important, and we want to make sure that you have the confidence to be able to put them on the bus, to be able to drop them off to school and bring them to us and feel comfortable that they're as safe as possible. No system is perfect. We cannot guarantee you, as you can see, we cannot guarantee you that your child won't catch something. If you put a bunch of kids in a room for a long period of time together, something's bound to happen. It's just the way it works out. But I can say that we do our best. We have done our best, and we continue to do our best to keep all of our children and staff as safe as possible. So that's that report, and we're very excited. Please report and that to see how those numbers keep going down all the way throughout this period. So that moves us to what I just said, is that what you see on that kind of pink sheet is information that I sent out. I hope you got it. You should have already seen this information, so we give to every child in the school system about our COVID patient disease protocol. protocol, and that kind of comes in two ways. The first part of that page talks about the fact and basically just says that, and I'll tell you what I've been told by our truancy officer. The court-appointed truancy officer stated to me to share with parents that COVID alone is not a reason for you to keep your child at home. It is no longer an excuse that you get your child to stay home. And he directed me that I should send this letter out to make sure I explain the protocol, which I had to do anyway. Explain the protocol for COVID. So that's what that letter says, and hopefully you have already seen this letter somewhere along the way already. And you have also seen, you flip that page over, you have also seen on the back of that page the actual protocol themselves. And again, I'm not going to read all of that, but just to highlight two major points. Number one is regarding masks. If you did not know, a bill signed by created by our legislature and signed by the government gives you the right to make the determination whether or not your child wears a mask to school every day. We cannot mandate that your child wear a mask. You now have that power and control to do that, yea or nay. Surprisingly, actually not surprisingly, but just to say, a lot of our elementary school students here wear masks. And so what we do out here is that we have decided that we will provide a mask for any child that wants one. We do not force it on them. We don't go around chasing them around saying put one on. If they ask for one, we make it possible for us to give them one. So I want to make sure I highlight that part. And so in this other area, you'll see the word that says isolation. That's the one that's positive. So anyone that has a positive COVID test, which will be required to leave the facility, will be required to go home. But if you remember back in the day, you kind of kept up with COVID, 10 days, 20 days. Well, CDC still recommends 10 days. But they said that we also think that it's possible for you to have a modified program which will allow you to go 5 days to monitor that student, that person's condition. If they are quote unquote asymptomatic, it just means that they're showing those symptoms that they can continue on with a teacher or working or a student. So we went with that program. So basically, in a nutshell, we only keep students out for 5 days for being COVID related. The next phase, of course, is called quarantine. That's somebody who has been in contact with someone. And so basically what we've done, we started out actually sending those who have been in close contact. We started out sending them home as well. But we are slowly slowing that down. So now what should happen, I need to check on this to make sure it is happening, that if your child has been in contact with someone and we're not going to send them home, a letter should come home to you telling you that your child has been in contact with someone. So once again, you, the parent, now have the power to make a decision. Do I keep my child home because they've been in close contact with someone? Or at least let you know so you can monitor your child's condition over the next couple of days. So I need to go back and make sure that you are getting those letters if we are keeping close contact kids in school, but you still should be receiving a letter letting you know about that. So that's basically a nutshell without reading all of this. That's basically in a nutshell what our protocols are for COVID right now. And that's the same thing for our entire staff. If a teacher gets sick, positive case, they go home for 5 days as well. So this is the standard across the board protocol for everyone. Okay. So moving on from that, that's basically the two main things I want to mention to you. As was said earlier, is that we still have an issue with attendance, and ironically, surprisingly, it's a lot with the elementary school with kids coming to school late, 9, 10 o'clock, and for some reason, parents come around 1 and 2. So they basically have a half day of education, and so we want you to kind of look at that, and we want, as I think Smith said, we wanted to be there from 7:30 when that bus gets here, or 8 o'clock, and we wanted to do that at 3:15 or whatever time that the day, or whatever standard time that we picked up. Every minute counts for a child to be inside that building, getting the education that they're supposed to get. It's a fact. statistical fact that shows it on all national news that COVID caused a national decrease in the education level of all of our students. And so we have a lot of catching up to do. Because every man counts for your child to want them there. And so the other thing, of course, that we've added to our program is, of course, that was mental health counselor, Ms. Ann Leggett is part of that program. And so if you feel that there's something going on at home, you notice some behaviors about your child, and you want them to get some extra attention, then you can call my office. You can just call the counselor in the school and ask for your child to be referred to Ms. Leggett. Give Ms. Leggett your phone number. Ms. Leggett will call you and have a discussion about what you are seeing at home, and we will provide right at school additional counseling services right at Macon County School. Very proud to have Ms. Leggett aboard. And the final thing, again, when it comes to our health, is that blue sheet that you see, we're trying to kick off, and we're going to send this out as well, district-wide. But that blue sheet talks about our telehealth program. And so what that basically does is, of course, you kind of appreciate you heard about this on news. It's basically online health service, and basically it allows us at the school to be able to provide a doctor, a certified doctor for your child. You're going to get that call from the nurse if your child's sick. But if you're registered in this program, between your child, between the time that you leave Martinsville and drive down to Macon County Elementary School, your child could have already seen the doctor, your child's medication could already be at the pharmacy at CVS. If you pick the child up and you make a service by CVS, pick up medicine for your child home. It cuts out that step of you not having to go to the doctor and sit in that waiting room for your child to be able to see someone, to then find out later that they have flu, they have strep, or whatever the condition is. We can cut out that entire step by you participating in this telehealth program. And so we encourage all of our parents to do, we cannot force it on a child. You have to register your child with that little emblem up in the corner. You have to register your child in the program, and it'll show up for Macon County School District. Okay, so we want to encourage you all to do that. We'll be sending this sheet out to everyone this week and next week. By next week, this will be out again wide to everyone about this particular program. That pretty much sums up what we're doing here in our student services. Again, as Mr. Manning said, I'll be around if you have questions about the different programs, what we're doing in every student. I want to thank you all so much for the fact that you came out to
Okay, at this time, Hobbs.
Leslie Hobbs, and I'm here to talk about special ed as well as minor ed. So first of all, just an overview of our special ed program. At the elementary school, we currently have 4 teachers and 5 paraprofessionals. At the middle school, we have 3 teachers and 2 paraprofessionals. At the high school, 1 teacher and 2 paraprofessionals. So we're going to hire more teachers at the high school level. For the district, we have 2 speech therapists for our whole district, as well as 1 occupational therapist and 1 occupational therapist. So we're going to hire a business. At the elementary school, we are running a program called CCEIS, which stands for Early Intervening Service. We are required to use 50% of our IDEA federal funds to provide these services for our students. Right now, we are using the program iReady, which is a based intervention program, and we're using it in first, second, and third. We're serving 1 students for reading and 2 students for math. And these students receive a minimum of 45 minutes per week per subject that they qualify for. Students, when they're entered into the program, they take a diagnostic assessment, and the program prescribes the lessons for them based on their levels of where they yes. The entrance criteria for this program, the things we look at are the BAS, which is benchmark assessment system, which measures their readability, performance on their STAR assessment, we give those in reading and math. If they're included in the VIP program, we take that into considerations. And then for first graders, that are coming up from kindergarten, we also look at their GPA. Exit criteria, when they achieve 70% proficiency on grade level material. That's a little overview of our migrant education program. We employ one SSC. Now, our SSC not into throughout the community. He assists families with getting enrolled in school. He helps set up appointments and help organizations for students so they can enter school. And he also helps with getting records for enrollment. He provides tutoring services for our migrant students who are actually enrolled in school. He also provides services who are out of school, so he goes into those services, as well as for preschool students who are not enrolled. As part of our migrant program, we are required to have 3 PAC meetings or parent advisory council meetings per year. These PAC meetings provide an overview of the migrant education program. They provide any updates we have. They also provide an overview of migrant education program data and provide parents the opportunity to get feedback and suggestions. Our first PAC meeting is scheduled for this Friday, October 22nd. And the format of our meeting is mobile. We tried several different ways to have these meetings, and we found that we can reach more families if we go out into the homes. So our SSP will go out and give them information to families in their homes and get feedback. Okay, and finally, the College Assistance Migrant Program, which is also called CAMP, offers assistance for first-year college students that have a migrant program. Be a part of the migrant program now or have a program in the past. The CAMP program supports students by providing academic, social, and financial support to help them succeed in their first year in college. We had 2 camp recruiters come to our campus on October 12th. One of the recruiters was from ABAC, and the other was from Valdosta State. University of North Georgia also have a representative on campus from there. But they spoke with our juniors and seniors about their program, about how to apply for the program. We've had several students in the past to apply and get in to the program, so we are hopeful that we'll have a few more students to apply this year and take advantage of these services. And that concludes. I don't have my contact information here.
My name is Bert Parker. I'm the Director of Technology for Macon County Schools. So glad to be with you tonight. As Ms. Hobbs was mentioning, her contact information not being here, all of our contact information is on the district website. So you can navigate there and find all of our contact information if you need that. We're always willing to help in any way that we can. So glad to be a part of the community here. My presentation is just very brief. I want to talk briefly about what we have been able to get this year through a government grant, this Emergency Connectivity Fund. We were able to get new Chromebooks for all of our students, getting a few more for our kindergartners as well. But these are great because they're new and they're operating as they ought to. If you're having trouble with, or your child's having trouble, please contact your school's media specialist so that they can get you the help that you need or get your student the help that they need. I need a little bit of help from parents and community people and staff members as well. Just reminding students how to care for the Chromebook. We always want to have them hold them. If they're carrying them around, they hold them this way, holding the base, not the screen. Also, you notice that it has a hard cover on it. These hard covers are part of our accidental damage protection. That's good for you and it's good for me. Good for me because I don't have to fix them. This accidental damage protection says that I get to put it in an envelope and send it off to someone else to be fixed. Good for you because you don't have to pay for it to be fixed either for the next 3 years. Right now, though, if this case gets removed, that voids our accidental damage protection. And so in that case, there will be a charge for that repair because it's voiding our warranty on the device. So if you will, make sure to have your students take good care of these. If you have any questions, feel free to call me or reach out to one of your media specialists. They'll be glad to help you with that as well. Ms. Smith mentioned LineWise. That is a program that even when your child's Chromebook is at home, it is monitoring the websites that they go to. So that it's blocking potential threats. Now, as anybody knows, there are always new things coming out. And so we're always working, LineWise is always working to get new pages blocked and things like that. But we're working to protect your child at home and at school by blocking those sites. Another thing about LineWise is we mentioned mental health, and just as we think about our students and their welfare, one of the things that it does is it monitors what they're searching for on the internet. So if they're searching drugs, they're searching suicide or bullying type things, all of those things go into the report, goes to our mental health counselor, goes to our school counselors, so they can follow up with those students. So just a great tool for us as we look to support all of our students. I think that's it for me. Again, if you have any questions, always glad to help. Let me know, and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. At this time, we'll have Carol Warner come to talk to us about airport.
Hi, I'm Sarah Warren from the district. I'm gonna give you a quick overview of parent portal. It's the online tool information regarding your student attendance, schedule, assignment, grade earned, and missing assignment. You can also have an app on your phone for parent portal. If you would like parent portal, you can sign up on the website. And I advise every parent to sign up.
One of the things that Ms. Warner said, very important for parents to know exactly what's going on in the education of their children. Yes, we at the school level do our job 7:30 to 3:30, but it's also the parents' job, especially when they're home, homework, and they have other things to do. They're doing things online. It helps. We've been talking about tonight. Ms. Smith mentioned you need to be aware of what's going on, what their grades are, just so that hey, they can give you a alert and say so and so missed second period class, but you can go and say, hey, so and so, why weren't you in class? Things like that, and that helps you, the parent, be able to help your child do better. I think you got my sheet. Who's next here? All right. This time, Family Connection, Mr. Neal. Welcome to get an update on this.
Good evening. I'm Renee Johnson. I'm a parent engagement coordinator for the school district. And my role is pretty much to develop and implement programs and activities for families to engage in that promote school achievement. So in addition to meetings like the town hall meetings, the input meetings, the meetings that the schools have concerning curriculum, I also provide additional activities or programs, if you will. One of them being the All Pro Dads. That's a program we're kicking off this year. We started that last year. And it's a way for our dads to know about the important role they play in child's education. I passed out the brochure, pretty much gives you an overview of what the parent engagement program is about. And, on one of the pages, kind of list some of the, workshops, meetings, activities that, I provide. The Grandparents Day program, we just had that last month, it was very successful. I collaborated with Family Connections and, we had a great turnout because we realized that, you know, all family members play an important role in a child's education. You know, a lot of times we have to call grandparents because the mom is at work, or like Dr. Aaron said in our all pro dads meeting, we see the moms all the time coming to the school. What about the dads? You know, we don't want them to just see them at sport activities, but we want them to know what goes on academically. You know, we want them to be signed up with parent portals so they can know what's going on with their children's grades. So again, you know, we offer a lot of different activities. Fridays are pick out dates, so we're breast cancer awareness. And so we do a lot of different activities at school. There's a big event through the parent engagement program. And we're getting ready next month for our parent engagement month. And again, Ms. Howard and I are glad she's here tonight. We probably trying to tag team partners because we collaborate a lot. And we're gearing up for our parent engagement night / all pro dad for some big event. And we want all the family members to come out. So that's one of my roles. Another role is just to build staff and parent capacity. What that is, basically, I meet with the staff members and try to meet with the parents so that we can be on the same page, that we can have that two-way communication, partnership, and so we can work together to support children's education. Because at the end of the day, we want all our children to graduate. We want all of them to be successful. We have that common goal, so let's just work together and support each other to accomplish that. Another thing I do is the transition meetings with the parents when children are transitioning from pre-K to kindergarten, first grade, from middle to high school to college. So, as Ms. Smith stated earlier, a lot of funding goes to the transition kits so that they can have that successful, smooth transition into their place. And so, that's a big part of the parent engagement program. Also, we have several sign-in sheets going around, reading on town hall meetings, Title I. Then there's also one called the copyright piracy, and pretty much it's a policy stating that, you know, it's a lot of handwritten materials, there are a lot of programs, a lot of things on the internet, and you have to be aware of copyright. You know, a lot of times you have to get permission to download or write something from the internet. So we just want all our parents to be aware of it, and it will be going home as well with my newsletter, because I do the monthly newsletters. So you will get a copy of that. So just make sure you read that, and if you do not have a copy of it, let me know, because we want, before you leave, we want to make sure that everyone has a copy and everyone has signed for it. Thank you so much for coming. And like I said, anytime, I just want to encourage you all to check your child's book bag, because there's a lot of things that are going home. And also make sure your phone number is updated, so you know you can get those short point messages. Because, like I said, we want our parents to be a part of what we are doing here at Memphis County School System, and I just encourage you to encourage other parents to come out.
This time we're gonna have the schools come up, talk about what's going on in the buildings. Real quick, before they come up, some of the things that Mr. Lee was talking about is how we outreach parents. We reach out parents, we let people know things that are going on. We utilize the radio station, we utilize Facebook, we also do shout points. We do them several times. We don't just do it one time and then hope somebody gets it, try to repeat it in front of different days. So we have flyers that go out. We these various organizations, again, like. Trying to share information. Lot of ways that we try to outreach, so just like in letting folks know about this meeting, we try to utilize several options so people get the information and know what's going on. This time we're with Ms. Brown from the elementary school. She'll kind of share what's going on in the elementary.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank all the parents. This evening. I'll start with, what we're doing instruction wise. We have a weekly collaborative plan with teachers to guide on instruction. Monthly, the principal, myself and my principal attend the Principal Academy at CF Vista. This month of October, like we talked about earlier, we are using here STAR testing this week, and the STAR test assessment, it also got our instruction got in there. Starting tomorrow, we are celebrating our first 9 week students, recognizing them with a week on a roll, and that will be for K students. And we started 1 to K to 4, 22 K to second grade. On Friday, October the 21st, we will have another celebration recognizing our students for 8 weeks on a roll, and that will be for our 3-5 students, and that will be Friday also at 1 p.m. We will have our pink out day and the Bible walk on Friday, October 1st, and that will be for our faculty, staff, and our students from the school, dressed in pink on that day. We will also celebrate Red Ribbon Week on October 24th to the 27th. Parents should have already received those letters. On one side, we will say, just out in pink, and on the back side, is our, Red Ribbon Week celebration. Also, we have our student of the month. That will be Thursday, October 27th. We will have our academic fall festival today. That will be October 28th. Those flyers will go out Friday, so you will know what day on that day. Also, we recognize our kindergarten paraprofessional, that was Miss Whitney Holtzcloth, and also we recognize Miss Janelle too, one of our 4th grade math teachers, and also we recognize Miss Johnson, one of our 5th grade ELA teachers for the month of September. I'll be sitting in the back. Have any other questions? And thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. This time we'll hear from middle school, Dr. McKilroy. Those who don't know Dr. McKilroy, he's been with us a while in different capacities, but he is new.
All right, good evening. I'm the proud principal of the Macon County. Proud principal of the Macon County. And first of all, I thank God for his presence. Thank God for you all coming out tonight. And we are so proud to serve this district called the Macon County School System. And regardless of what anyone may think, I believe we have a good school system. I'm proud to be a part of it. Stand within my time limit, but I know sometimes you have to sit down and be appreciative. We take pride in what we do at the school, and I think must be mainly alluded to when it comes to absences and attendance. We want students to be at school. We want faculty members to be at the school, so we take great pride in what we do. We want all involved, all stakeholders to be at the school. And what I do when we have students that are coming to school late, that are tardy for school, I don't ask anyone else to go and talk to the parent. I talk to the parent myself. If students are tardy 3 days, 3+ days, I talk to the parents. I have a conference with the parent, and that has worked out very well. STAR testing, we do STAR testing basically monthly, an assessment. letting us know where our students are at. We had a beacon test. The beacon test is a true measure, diagnostic test of where the students are at. So at the middle school, make sure that you inquire if you have a middle school student about the STAR test or the beacon test, because it's very important that we see these tests, that we analyze these tests, dissect the tests in order to know where our students are at. And our curriculum department, again, they do a great job of disseminating information, putting it out to the schools. We have a MCSS, that's our multi-level tier support system, where we have level ones, which is everybody in the school support them, and 2 and 3, which need a little more support. We meet monthly with our multi-tier support system with our students. Grading, we make sure that teachers are inputting the grades, parents know, because when you hear that ding, 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 it's like Ms. Ward said, you're on Infinite Campus, if you hear that ding, 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 you're probably receiving a grade or a notification. We make sure that we keep student folders. We have student folders. Teachers are required to do a parent contact log every Friday. It's a parent contact log. I believe in great tone for teachers and students. We must communicate. We must communicate with teachers, parents, and students. So I believe in having a great tone, setting tone. Teaching and learning, I also believe that teaching and learning should take place at high level. High achievement. I believe in high achievement, but high achievement starts with high expectations. You have to have high expectations, so teaching and learning should take place at high level. Classroom observation, we have a system called a teach system, and that's the teacher keys effectiveness system, where we go in, observe teachers, evaluate teachers, give teachers feedback, and we want to make sure that our teachers are doing what they're supposed to do. We want to make sure our students are doing what they're supposed to do. Everybody's accountable for something, so we want to make sure that we stay accountable for what we're doing in our school system, something that we have been blessed with. We have a basketball game versus Turner County tomorrow at 4:30. That's a away game, and I try to make most of the games. I probably won't be able to make it because we'll get an idea for another meeting, but I try to make all the games. Awards Day program. Our awards program is October 21st at 9 a.m. And we're going to honor our students, our principals, with 8 students, maybe. We're going to honor them. We're going to have all the students in the gym so that everybody can see what great achievement is. So that's going to be a motivation for students that don't receive always the A/B. When everybody gets in there, it should motivate them to want to do so as well. Red Ribbon Week, October 24th, 28th. We like to reward students and our faculty. We like to reward students and faculty for doing what they're supposed to do, perfect attendance. We like to reward people. We have a PBIS. I just appointed Mr. Jamal Rice. Most of you might know him. He works at our school, great math teacher. He's going to be in charge of our PBIS program. We have a media program that we call WMCM News One. And if you haven't watched WMCM News One, make sure that you watch it. We post it on our school website. We also have Madison and Southern. And if you haven't seen these two, they're going to be on television. Watch out for them. Our reading bowl, we have a reading bowl. We have a spelling bee, our sports program, football, softball, girls and boys basketball, soccer, and we try to have a variety of programs. The district is very supportive of these programs. That's all I have. We have a great
Time we'll have Mr. Kia Parks, principal of Lake County High School.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to piggyback on everything that Ms. Brown and Dr. McCarroll said also. And in addition to, I just go over some of the things that we're doing
At Lake County High School, we currently have an enrollment of 330 students. We have 75 seniors, 82 juniors, 95 sophomores, and 91 freshmen. I'm proud to say that at this point, we're sitting back and looking at the data that we have with our senior class. We have more seniors ready now to graduate than we've had in the past 4 or 5 years. So I'm very proud of them. We're on the right track. I've seen years where I was like, oh, well, they're on the right track. This is on the right track. Also, as far as curriculum is concerned, all online courses, and I'm going to mention Edgenuity because it is a major teaching and resource instructional resource for us, because we do offer the Spanish class on Edgenuity, and it's also a credit recovery system that we do for our kids. So all obviously where classes have been replaced with Edgenuity. And like I said, we use this for credit recovery, Spanish, and all. We want to look into it, but also use it for AP classes as well. We will also be having a parent workshop because this is a new platform, so we get the parents updated and get them acclimated to the actual new platform. We're currently working and constantly working to improve instruction for all students so they may graduate with options and choices on all levels. Our goal is not just to graduate kids, but also to make sure they can graduate and go and be successful and sustainable in the career that they choose, and also in college. We're also happy to have Ms. Williams. She's our new intervention specialist, and she plays a very critical role at Lake County High School, whereas she's with us as the leadership team to analyze the data. She also is at the seniors, but then also she goes a little deeper into the freshmen to make sure that we're analyzing their data and make sure that we keep them on the track so that when they become seniors, they're already ready to go. What I try to do at Lake County High School, continue to make our students aware of our academic status on an individual level as well as the school level. We have cohort talk every 4.5 weeks. And what we do is we call them in by cohort. And each cohort has a test to take. So for my ninth grade cohort, they take algebra, so I call them my mathematicians. They know they are the mathematicians, so they come on in. So with the 10th grade, I call them my biologists, because they'll be taking the biology test. So they come on in when I call them my biologists. And then for 11th grade, they're taking literature and they're taking history. So we call them lit historians. Something they came up with, that's what they like. So whatever it is you like, I call it to you, don't you pass the test. So they're lit historians, and they'll be taking 2 parts of this. I've seen it, they're just taking each, and they don't know how to take 2 parts of it. But during this time, we call them in, talk to them about their academic status, talk to them about, and overall, we identify our principal honor roll students and our AB honor roll students. We are also at this time, I listen to the students, talk about their concerns, activities, or anything that they feel is valid. We sit down and we talk, and we just kind of like have this chat session. So we do this every 4.5 weeks. I think it's very, very important. We actually started doing them for today. We're looking at the 9 weeks today. Upcoming events that we have just had a wonderful homecoming. For upcoming, we have a pop-up celebration, and just like the elementary school and the middle school, they don't know it yet. I call it a pop-up celebration because it's a celebration that just happens simply because you're doing what you're supposed to do. Just because you do what you're supposed to do. This will be held on Friday, and what I'm going to be looking at this, and the criteria changes based off the needs or whatever it is that we put in our school improvement plan. And we put in our school improvement plan, improve academic achievement on all the content levels. So on Friday, that's what this pop-up celebration is going to be about. Nobody knows about it. I'm just going to go around and passing out tickets to all the students that pass all their classes. When I say, you got a ticket, everybody come. And they're going to come. They're going to start coming. Everybody else is going to go. But anyway, we do this all the time for whatever it is that I feel like needs improvement or recognition. So we'll have that on Friday, October 21st. This is also our Peacock celebration. We encourage everybody to wear pink. Everybody wear pink, for breast cancer awareness. On October 28th, we'll be doing heroes and villains. And this is where the students can dress up as a famous hero or villain, but they cannot have weapons or blood or anything like that. We also during Christmas and Thanksgiving, it's time for us now to start looking at our community outreach, and this will be Thanksgiving dinners for 10 families. And that's really about it. Just continue to work hard and just get our kids graduated, and ready for the outside world. you have any questions, anything, please let me know, and I'll be back in the. Thank you all so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you,
I
Sparks.
wanna get you this.
All right, at this time, we're gonna ask Mr. Nicole how, she has upcoming family connections she wants to come and share with us a little bit about, so we're gonna ask her to come, and before we end, let her tell you a little bit about what's coming.
Everybody, really quick, because I'm everybody ready to go. Got a couple of announcements from Family Foundation. Thank you guys for having me and let me be able to give, the community an update. Of course, like I told Mr. Mike when I walked in, this is home, so I'm definitely glad to be here. One of the things that Family Foundation does, what we always, focus on is early literacy. So when you go to the Head Start, community here in Marshville, we will be covering some things were here about 2 years ago. So I'm glad to announce that we'll be coming back to Marshville, for the parents that have children here. We'll be working with the Head Start program with our first reading program. If you're not parents and you're not familiar, and stay home, if you're not familiar with first school, that's one of my babies. I love first reading. It's FERSD. And that is a program where the children get free books. They get, a book packet. They get 12 free books. They get a packet once per month for 12 months. That program has been paid for 1 year. We got our confirmation yesterday, where it has been paid to families. So what we did, we split it up, 50 kids in Marshville will get it, and 50 kids in Montezuma will get it. So we're glad to announce that we do have 100 kids that will be sponsored for Family Connection. We also will have our family engagement that Mr. Lee talked about on, November the 19th, the date that we set for family engagement day. Our early literacy programs and first reader, again, like I said, will be in both, all of the county. And the good thing with first reader is it will cover our kids' ideas. You never want to leave out any, about what's needed. You want to make sure we're covering Oglethorpe, Ideal, Marshville, and Montezuma. So that's one thing I want to make sure I remind everybody of. We also have, and some parents here in Marshville may not know about this, we have a program we, collaborated with Bill County. It's amazing how the connection, family connection speaks for itself. We've collaborated with community partners in Bill County, and they give us truckloads of women's supplies. So what we have is, as needed, we have diapers and, other things. If the community or anybody you know in the community needs those things, you can always give me a call at 478-244. Just look for Nicole. Most people in Marshville know me. Just call Nicole and ask her what she's talking about. But if that family needs something for, especially for that baby, there's another program I need to do because they have been calling like crazy. We find a way that can help out Hispanic families. So we want to make sure that we are utilizing the resources, because guess what? That's the first thing they do. They call Family Connection and say, we have this, but who do we need to be working with? And now tonight I'm glad I'm here. I'm like, whoo, I need to tell her this information so that because they got a lot of resources that they'll be able to provide for them. So we want to make sure that our families are aware of what resources are available. So we definitely have other community partners that help us all the time. But if that mother or child needs things, we do have some material there at my office. Also, our BART program, we are so glad to have our BART program. If you do not know what our BART program is, it is through Family Connection. It's through our partnership in Atlanta. We're awarded a grant. This is our second year renewal. We're glad to say that we got $10,000. And with that, we confirmed today, the principal should have got the email that we have been confirmed. We will have world-renowned speaker, Keith L. Brown, on Thursday, November 10th. If you have a child in grade 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, they will get the present of none other than Mr. Keith L. Brown. It has been confirmed, and he is excited. He just texted me while we sitting here, saying he's ready to come back and educate and empower our kids. And the thing that I want to reiterate with this workshop, it will be an educational workshop. They will be talking about leadership skills. We want to graduate, like Ms. Park said, successful, sustainable seniors. And I'm so glad to hear that the graduation rate is up, because that's the part of this BART grant that they want to see us graduating more successful seniors. And with that BART grant, that's where people be coming in. You won't be doing that hype up and put your hands up and all that this time. They will be sitting in a workshop, grades 5 through 10, and they will be doing leadership skills, and they will also be doing character education skills. that makes a difference because we want to make sure that they know what they're prepared when they go out into the real world. So we're glad to announce that through, that will be again Thursday, November 10th. Our violence prevention program, we just got a grant through Family Protection for violence prevention. We will be working with the school system, the police department, and our STEM program to sustain that particular grant report I would say. Violence prevention is just what it says. Working through the police departments to make sure that our kids have positive, engaging programs that will keep them away from things that they don't need to be doing. That is for all grade levels. So if you see something parents that say, hey, we're inviting your kids to come to the STEM center, 9 times out of 10, we're gonna be working together with those programs that don't, well, we won't duplicate services. We'll be doing our programs together. So we'll make sure that we get those announcements to everybody, to all 4 cities. So that's another program that we'll see things coming up about that. So I want to make sure I mention that. And our community-wide trunk treat will be next Saturday at Parks Rec. Everybody's invited. I know that we all, Marshallville is having one next Saturday also. But if you're in the area, if we please, everybody, community stakeholders, everybody from school, do get the invitation out that we do want everybody to come and help us because we don't need all the help we can get. That's next Saturday. If you want to donate, I make sure I reiterate this. If you want to donate bag candy, that means bag candy up and put it in the bag and let us know if you want to donate because that's going to make us have less work to do because we're preparing for 300 kids. So if you want to do, donate something, please call myself, Coach Dick, Mr. Nigga, any of us, and please let us know. And that's next Saturday at the Rec Department. Also, we have set a date for our Christmas in the park. It's going to be big. I'm going to leave it at that. It's going to be huge this year. We set the date. It will be Sunday, December the 18th. So if we have community partners that would love to help us with that particular event, we're looking to serve at least 250 kids at that event. But it will be at the Rec Department. There's a collaboration between all community partners. It will be Sunday, December 18th. The time is 7 p.m. So we're looking forward to all of the programs and services that we're able to offer. Our main thing that we're always working on with Family Connection is early literacy. If you have a child that has problems, need books, anything to that nature, it has to do with early literacy, please contact us and let us know so that we can try to offer services some kind of way because we have something that we may be able to do. All right, and thank you for your time. What time is it? Right now, we said, I think 11 to 1. That'll be Saturday, November 9th. Yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
One other thing, just to let you know, something that's upcoming in January that I will be doing with various people, anybody who wants to sign up. I hope this takes off really well. We're going to be leadership learning academy. What that is sponsored by Georgia School Board Association, Community Leadership Learning Academy, specifically designed as a member service to school boards and school districts in Georgia. The purpose of this academy is to empower school districts to educate communities on how and why a school system operates. A well-informed community in turn supports the work and direction of public schools. I will be getting information out about that. We will try to push that out in January. So anybody who wants to sign up for that, it's a 5-part series. At the beginning, you will get a diploma. You will be well versed in what public schools are supposed to be about and what you can look for in your local school district. I'll be talking about a lot of things. I will welcome you. I'll push that out and hopefully you'll get a lot of folks signed up. And if I have to, I'll do multiple sessions if I can. I'll do it much needed. I think it's just really good to understand what exactly a public school system is, what it actually is supposed to be doing, and what it should look like. So, anyway, at this time, of course, everybody said the principal and the distributors, everybody here is going to be here in this community to talk to anybody who has a question. But if you have a specific question that you want to address the group to, if you feel more comfortable doing that in front of everybody, you can be welcome to come and do that now. But if you do not, you just want to talk to somebody specifically, everyone is going to be available after the meeting. We ask that you stick around and get your question answered and afterwards help you if you can. So this time I'll open the floor. If anybody wants to come up and ask a specific question or anything, we'll welcome that. Okay, this time, we're gonna go ahead, I wanna say thank you for coming tonight, those who showed up tonight, thank you for coming out and being a part of this. I wanna thank the board members of here, Mr. Eugene Felton, who is the, Marshallville representative on the board. He is here tonight, he's back there in the back, he's also available here if you want to talk to him. Our other board members, Mr. Wayne Fowler, Ms. Ann Harris, and Ms. Gail Spikes, and our board member to be Ms. Journey, for the Overflow District, she's here tonight. So if you want to meet with them or talk with them, or if you have any concerns that you want to share with the board, they're here. And of course, I'll be available at this, and all the district personnel will be here. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and everybody have a great time.